All right, Smarty, listen up. Because what I'm about to tell you is far more important than whether we can transmute a plumbus into a working portal gun without violating interdimensional intellectual property laws. This is about feelings and paperwork.
Geez, Rich, that sounds heavy. Is it another one of your schemes to, exploit a new economic system in a micro-universe, but it goes horribly wrong and we end up as batteries?
What? No, Smarty, this is worse. This is about the terrifying, mundane, soul-crushing reality of ensuring a loved one doesn't end up as a glorified government-funded potato. You want to know how to protect someone from everything that can go wrong. Well, in the next, 15 minutes, you're going to get a glimpse into the cosmic absurdity of trying to do just that for someone who can't protect themselves.
Oh boy. Sounds like one of those adventure episodes where we learn a valuable life lesson instead of fighting giant space monsters.
Exactly, Smarty. No giant space monsters, just the infinitely more insidious threat of incompetent trustees and poorly worded legal documents. By the end of this, you'll understand why good enough is a direct ticket to a dimension of bureaucratic torment, and why love, oddly enough, is a terrible financial advisor.
Love is a terrible financial advisor? But Rich, isn't love good?
It's a biological imperative, Smarty, and a distraction when you're trying to calculate actuarial tables for long-term care. Now let me tell you about Sparky, my younger brother. Back when I was a whippersnapper, still dabbling in rudimentary portal fluid recipes in my parents' garage, my mom, bless her naive, bleeding heart, brought him home.
You have a brother, Rich? I didn't know that.
Yeah, long story. He came from some special needs program in Connecticut. When we first met him, he couldn't walk, was shy, fragile, looked like a stiff breeze would snap him in half. But boy, could that kid smile. Contagious, like a rapidly spreading alien virus, but a nice one.
Oh, that's sweet, Rich.
Sweet my ass. It meant years of physical therapy, Smarty. Teaching him to walk again. And much to my siblings' everlasting credit, we taught him sarcasm. Now he's a little rascal, a regular wisecracker. He'll hit you with a zinger about your haircut or question your life choices faster than you can say interdimensional cable binge.
So, he's like a regular brother, then?
On the surface, Smarty, on the surface. But beneath that razor-sharp wit, Sparky can't take care of himself. His medical needs are complex, lifelong. Think of it like a perpetually failing spaceship. You can patch one leak, but another 5 spring up. It's a full-time job just keeping him stable.
Oh, wow. That's a lot, Rich.
You bet your little pea-brained existence it's a lot. I'm a financial advisor, Smarty. I navigate the quantum fluctuations of the stock market for a living. I can predict a black hole's impact on a diversified portfolio. But when I sat down to draft an estate plan for Sparky, I hit a wall harder than an unregistered spaceship hitting a planetary shield. It was like, how do you protect someone from everything that can go wrong?
So, you're saying it's not just about money?
Exactly, Smarty. It's about continuity of care, dignity, and defense. Because here's the harsh galactic truth. People like Sparky can't defend themselves from bureaucracy, from bad actors trying to exploit them, or from an investment portfolio that's just good enough. When they lose their primary caregiver, that emotional fallout alone can destabilize their entire existence, sending them into a spiral worse than a black hole with a gambling addiction.
That's terrifying, Rich. It's like, if you suddenly vanished, I'd probably just sit around watching interdimensional cable and crying?
Precisely, Smarty. But multiply that by, a few thousand bureaucratic forms and a complete inability to manage one's own basic needs. My parents are getting older. My siblings and I are busy trying not to screw up our own families. Soon it'll just be me, the fiduciary, the brother, and that's when planning stops being some intellectual puzzle and becomes a gut-wrenching, emotional supernova.
Whew. So what do you do, Rich? How do you even begin to plan for something like that?
That, Smarty, is the million-schmeckel question. It's not like setting up a dynasty trust for tax optimization, although those are fun. This is about making sure Sparky, who loves the cooking channel even though he's not allowed near a stove, who plays Wheel of Fortune on his iPad until his fingers hurt, and who lights up like a supernova at family barbecues, never has a hard day. He needs reminders to shower, take medication, change his clothes, constant health monitoring. It's a simple life, Smarty, but it depends entirely on others. And if we're all gone, beep-blip, total system failure.
So you can't just, model investment returns for love?
Bingo, Smarty. You finally said something intelligent. You can model investment returns all day long, but you can't model love. And that, you little worm, is what these special needs trusts are really about. Not just numbers, but care. Now, my work as an advisor, it used to be just, making rich people richer. But then I realized, this is where the technical meets the personal, where I can actually prevent a slow-motion cosmic disaster. And here's what I've learned, you aspiring financial amateur.
Oh, okay, Rich, I'm ready for some interdimensional financial wisdom.
First, and this is critical, Smarty, pick qualified trustees, not convenient ones. Most families choose someone based on proximity, or worse, guilt. They pick Aunt Mildred because she lives down the street, or Cousin Gary because he seems responsible. Wrong. Every individual like Sparky is unique. What makes them happy, what calms them, what triggers their anxiety. You need someone who truly understands those details. Someone with the endurance of a space marine and the patience of a sentient sloth, not just someone who's pretty responsible.
So, like, someone who really gets Sparky, not just someone nearby?
Precisely. And this leads to point 2, you gaping maw of ignorance. Pay the trustee. Really pay them. I've been a trustee, Smarty, for clients' kids. Never charged a dime. Felt like an honor, like being chosen as a godfather. But this is different. Managing a special needs trust is relentless. It's a 24/7 gig. Sparky's quality of life depends on that diligence. Compensate fairly, even if it's family. Money, Smarty, is a beautiful enforcer of accountability. It keeps the work from fading when life gets busy, when burdens grow. I'd rather see a trustee feel paid to care than volunteer out of obligation and burn out faster than a dying star.
So, like, paying them make sure they don't just get tired of it and then Sparky's left without anyone?
Exactly, Smarty. You're almost grasping the concept. Now for point 3. If possible, overfund the trust. Whatever your projections say, whatever your fancy algorithms spit out, round it up, and then add another 50% just for good measure. If a traditional trust runs short, the beneficiary can pivot, get a job, cut back on their interdimensional subscriptions. A special needs beneficiary can't. When that money runs out, the fallback is government-mandated rations or another family member bearing the entire burden. Overfund it, Smarty. Hedge for longevity, for inflation that'll make your head spin, and for care surprises that'll make you wish you'd never been born. There's an art and a science to how you word the trust for the family, and a well-skilled attorney will make all the difference, so don't skimp there either, you cheapskate. Life insurance can bridge any funding gap, by the way. It's like a financial shield in case your main defense fails.
So, like, imagine you need enough portal fluid for 3 trips, but you get enough for 10 just in case a dimension is, like, super far away and you need more fuel?
That's a surprisingly apt analogy, Smarty. Don't strain yourself. Now, number 4. Hire an investor, not a placeholder. The trust's future, Sparky's long-term care, his very ability to keep watching the cooking channel, depends on the skill of the person putting capital at risk. Families need an advisor who treats investing as a craft, not a task, someone engaged, curious, disciplined. This isn't about planning first, it's about execution that delivers. Investors for these clients need to underwrite risk, navigate economic cycles that swing wildly like a drunken alien, and compound value over decades. In this space, Smarty, competence is stewardship. No investor is right all the time, but the right advisor is a student of the markets, not just a participant who shrugs when things go sideways.
So, someone who's really, really good at making the money grow, not just putting it somewhere and hoping?
Exactly. And finally, number 5, and this is where most people get royally screwed. Know the rules cold. A poorly timed distribution from the trust? Boom, Sparky's disqualified from government benefits. A joint account with a parent? Whoosh, triggers a full review and potentially loses everything. A trustee who doesn't understand the labyrinthine rules around Social Security, Medicaid, or ABLE account coordination can undo years of meticulous planning in a single idiotic transaction. The entire team, the attorney, the CPA, the advisor, the guardian, everyone must be fluent in the regulations. It's like trying to navigate a new galaxy, Smarty, without a map or knowing any of the local laws. You'll end up in an intergalactic prison, or worse, lose all your space bucks.
So, like, a single mistake could ruin everything for Sparky? That's scary, Rich.
It is scary, Smarty. Because what we're talking about here isn't just about financial models. It's not about Monte Carlo simulations, it's about love. And here's the kicker, the unexpected twist, the quantum entanglement of it all. These trusts, these meticulous plans, they're not just about funding. They're about answering the hardest questions now, not later. When I'm gone, Smarty, and my parents are gone, who will advocate for Sparky? Who will fight for his care, not just file his taxes? Who will love him enough to protect his joy?
You, Rich. You'll do it.
Well, yeah, Smarty, for as long as I can. But what about after me? The answers aren't in some algorithm, Smarty. They're in kitchen table conversations, in the courage to face these brutal questions. It isn't about being perfect, it's about being relentlessly thoughtful. Because you only get one shot to protect someone who can't protect themselves. So, are you being relentlessly thoughtful in your own life, Smarty? Or are you just hoping for the best like some pathetic dimension-hopping imbecile?
Geez, Rich, I don't know. I guess I hadn't really thought about it like that. It's a lot to consider.
Yeah, well, that's the point, Smarty. Most people don't. They just float along until reality slaps them across the face. 90% of people do this wrong, leaving the most vulnerable exposed to the galactic void of uncertainty. Are you one of them, Smarty? Or are you going to start thinking about the future beyond your next bag of alien potato chips? Now, if you want more of this highly valuable life-altering wisdom, you know what to do. Otherwise, go find some sentient space rock to polish. I'm done here.